In the pouring rain of a bustling city street, where the neon lights blurred into rivers of color on the wet pavement, a little girl no older than 10 clutched a faded photo to her chest, her voice barely cutting through the storm. "Please, sir. My brother, he's dying. We need help," she cried, her soaked clothes clinging to her frail frame as she tugged at the sleeve of a passing stranger. That stranger was Alexander Voss, a billionaire tycoon whose empire spanned continents, a man known for his ice-cold deals and unyielding ambition. He paused, umbrella shielding his tailored suit, and looked down at her desperate eyes. What happened next wasn't just an act of charity, it was a collision of worlds that would redefine lives, expose hidden truths, and prove that one plea can shatter even the hardest heart. Buckle up for this roller coaster of emotion, because by the end, you'll see why kindness in the face of despair can change everything. If this story grips you, hit that like button to spread the hope, and subscribe for more tales that remind us of our shared humanity. Your next inspiration is just a click away. Alexander Voss had built his fortune from nothing, rising from the ashes of a forgotten orphanage to command boardrooms where billions danced at his fingertips. At 52, with sharp features etched by years of ruthless negotiations, salt and pepper hair neatly combed, and eyes like polished steel, he was the epitome of success, yet utterly alone. His days were a blur of private jets, mergers, and isolation in his penthouse overlooking the city that never slept. No family, no friends, just the echo of deals closed and enemies crushed. That rainy evening, he was hurrying to a gala, his mind on sealing a multi-billion-dollar acquisition, when young Mia Ramirez blocked his path. Mia, with her tangled dark hair matted by rain, wide brown eyes brimming with tears, and a threadbare dress patched in places, looked like a ghost from the streets he once knew. Her brother, Tommy, just 6, lay in a run-down hospital, battling a rare blood disorder that drained their family's meager savings. Their mother worked 3 jobs as a waitress, but it wasn't enough, the treatments cost a fortune, and without a miracle, Tommy wouldn't see another birthday. Mia had heard whispers about Voss, the billionaire who donated to causes but never got his hands dirty. Desperation drove her to the streets, begging strangers, but most hurried past. When she spotted Voss, something in his distant gaze made her lunge forward. "Please save my brother," she begged, thrusting the photo of Tommy, a cherubic boy with her same eyes, hooked to machines, into his hands. Voss froze. The image stirred something buried deep, a memory of his own sibling lost to illness in childhood, a wound he'd armored over with wealth. He could have walked away, as he had from countless pleas before. But her words pierced him. "What do you need?" he asked gruffly, surprising even himself. Mia's story tumbled out, their father's abandonment, their mother's exhaustion, the hospital bills piling like mountains. Voss, in a moment that shocked his entourage trailing behind, knelt in the rain, his expensive shoes ruined, and said, "Come with me." The challenges began immediately. Voss whisked Mia to his limo, calling his assistant to arrange a hospital visit. But trust was fragile. Mia's mother, Elena, a weary 35-year-old with calloused hands and lines of worry etched on her face, met them at the ER with suspicion. "Who are you?" "We don't need pity," she snapped, her protective instincts flaring. Voss, unaccustomed to resistance, explained his intent, to cover Tommy's treatments anonymously. Yet Elena's pride ran deep. She'd fought alone for years, scraping by in a cramped apartment where leaks dripped like constant reminders of hardship. Voss persisted, visiting Tommy's bedside that night. The boy, pale and hooked to IVs, managed a weak smile. "Are you a superhero?" Tommy whispered. Voss, throat tight, replied, "No, kid. Just someone who knows what it's like to lose." But complications arose. Tommy's condition required a specialized surgery abroad, unavailable locally, and Voss's involvement drew media scrutiny. Paparazzi swarmed, twisting the story into Billionaire's PR stunt, fueling public doubt and Elena's fears that her children would become spectacles. As weeks unfolded, emotional depths surfaced. Voss delved into the Ramirez family's world, learning their struggles firsthand. He accompanied Elena to her night shift at a dingy diner, witnessing her humiliation from rude customers. "Why help us?" she asked one evening, as they shared coffee in the break room. Voss confessed his past. Abandoned as a teen after his sister's death from untreated illness, he'd vowed never to be vulnerable again. "Your daughter's plea, it reminded me I once begged too," he admitted, his voice cracking for the first time in decades. Mia, resilient yet scarred, bonded with Voss over stories. She drew pictures of Tommy healthy, dreaming of a future where they played in parks instead of hospital waiting rooms. But setbacks hit hard. Tommy's health dipped during a treatment delay caused by bureaucratic red tape, insurance denials, visa issues for the overseas surgery. Voss raged in his office, pulling strings with his connections, but even billions couldn't erase the system's flaws. Elena broke down one night, sobbing in the hospital chapel, "I can't lose him. He's all I have left." Voss, overhearing, realized money alone wasn't enough. He needed to rebuild their lives holistically. Relatable bonds formed amid the turmoil. Voss hired tutors for Mia, who had fallen behind in school from hospital vigils, and she blossomed, her curiosity reminding him of lost joys. Tommy, in lucid moments, shared jokes that thawed Voss's heart. A pivotal challenge came when Voss's business rivals exploited the story, leaking false claims that he was using the family for tax write-offs, leading to a boardroom coup attempt. Voss faced a choice: prioritize his empire or the family. In a tense meeting, he declared, "If saving a life costs me everything, so be it." He resolved the crisis by stepping back from the acquisition, redirecting funds to a foundation for pediatric care. For the Ramirezes, resolution dawned with Tommy's surgery in Switzerland. Voss flew them there privately, holding Elena's hand during the anxious wait. The operation succeeded, but recovery was grueling: physical therapy, emotional counseling. Mia's unwavering optimism pulled them through. She organized Hope Days with drawings and stories, inspiring even the nurses. Months later, as Tommy took his first post-surgery steps in a sunlit rehab center, the family transformed. Elena found stable work through Voss's network, moving to a cozy home. Voss, no longer isolated, hosted them for holidays, finding purpose beyond wealth. But the shock came in a quiet revelation. Voss discovered through medical tests that he was a distant relative to the Ramirezes, his long-lost family branch, uncovered by genealogy research sparked by Mia's photo. The plea wasn't coincidence, it was fate. He didn't just save Tommy, he reclaimed his own humanity. As the city lights twinkled once more, this story closes on a note of profound inspiration. In a world divided by wealth and want, one act of listening can bridge the impossible, turning strangers into saviors and pain into purpose. Remember, kindness isn't about what you have, it's about what you give. If this tale moved you to tears or ignited a spark of hope, please like this video to help it reach more hearts, and subscribe to our channel for endless stories of triumph and transformation. Your support keeps these miracles alive. Who knows, the next one might be yours. Thank you for watching. Go out and be the change today.